Playing against the British and Irish Lions is like winning an elusive call-up to play at a Rugby World Cup. In fact, only a handful of players can attest to playing in a British and Irish Lions series, as it only happens every 12 years. The last time they toured South Africa was in 2009. The Springboks had been crowned world champions in France 2 years earlier and went on to seal a 2-1 series victory. In the same scenario this year, and with little to work on in the past 2 years, the Springboks go into the series a bit light on match fitness. As a team, they were last together on the 2nd of November 2019. The advent of COVID-19 and the strict measures implemented to stop the spread meant no international rugby for them in 2020.
But we're in a way lucky that we have players represented all over the world currently, just because of COVID and how we are restricted in South Africa of having international rugby. But because we had guys having exposure, there's again 2 players of ours won the European Cup, Reinhardt and Cheslin. I'm pretty sure a lot of our players will be in the Premiership final. A lot of guys did really well in Japan. But I think because we've got a lot of players overseas playing international rugby, and locally now we've got just the local boys playing trials every weekend, you just saw a lot of youngsters coming through, and the old dogs on the other side are doing pretty well there as well. So I think it's looking pretty okay.
Erasmus and his management team will next week announce a 45-man squad for the inbound tour. And while top of the list is a series win over the British and Irish Lions, players who do not make the cut need not feel aggrieved. The tour is the beginning of a long international rugby season for the Springboks.
There's still another 75% of our test matches that happens after the 7th of August. So yes, Luit, or those 3 players or the couple that we mentioned, they might miss out on a start to the British and Irish Lions, and not because they're not medically fit. It might be confidence, it might be fitness. Our selection policy is always mindset and then physical readiness, and they might miss out on that. It might still be they're busy catching up their form. But I mean, we're looking at it in the terms of a broader way. It's only 25%. The British and Irish Lions only 3 test matches. There's still then the Rugby Championship and the end of year tour. So we see it as a whole season. I think you have to see it in COVID currently like that.
The team of 45, which will go into a hard COVID bubble, will be announced next Saturday. Included in this squad will be players who will represent South Africa A, which will also play against the Lions in one of the midweek matches. Those joining the squad are expected to fully comply with COVID-19 protocols.
Having the British and Irish Lions coming here into our country, they're all being vaccinated and going to play against us, and we're going into hard bubbles. I think the safest thing for them, obviously, is firstly, we always want to protect ourselves, and we want the series to go ahead, and we don't want an outbreak, but we also want to protect them and ourselves.
The Springboks begin their preparations for the 3 tests against the British and Irish Lions with 2 matches against Georgia. And Erasmus confirms that they will be leaving nothing to chance and will choose their strongest possible team for these matches that will be played on Friday the 2nd and Friday the 9th of July at venues still to be confirmed. Tabiso Sitole, SABC News.